Hey guys, Tony from the Black Critic Guy here, and I know it's kind of weird that I haven't been doing any anime reviews lately. I do apologize for that. It's just, I'm doing the whole 12 days of anime and I'm kind of just recuperating off of my exam week, so I haven't been able to really watch a decent anime in a while. But I did get to see this video made by another YouTuber here known as csandreas. I don't know if any of you know who he is. I actually just found out about him last night because one of my friends, Chris Robinson, posted a video on my friend's wall and I saw it and it got me intrigued. And he was talking about, he had a conversation with a friend and they got into an argument, so to say, about how she didn't like anime. And then he goes about the video explaining how he got all riled up and got a little irritated by how she explained that she didn't like anime based on how it looks. She didn't like how it looks. That irritated him. And I guess I would have acted very similar, but not the same exactly, because style of an anime and anime itself will always, be polarizing to some people. Some people might not like it. Others might love it to death, and others are just indifferent about it. And I guess this girl kind of seems indifferent about it. She doesn't hate it to a degree, but she just doesn't, she's not into it. It's how he kind of explained it to me. It seemed like she just didn't like it. She just wasn't into it. And this video is not only a response to the video itself, but to Chris, the guy who made the video, because he was very polarized by how to feel about his friend not liking anime based on the looks. And I'm going to bring up some points that he made in the video and try to explain it through a non-nerd's eye. Now, before I start, I do love anime. Look at my poster. Look at my background. Look at my videos. I am a huge fan of anime. But I can also separate myself from people who don't like anime, and I can understand where they're coming from. And mainly that's all we can really do. For people that don't really like anime, the best way to really just see it in their eyes is to really put ourselves in their shoes. They don't love it as much as we do, they don't see it as much as we do, so it's kind of a new thing to them. It's like playing baseball for me. A lot of people love to play baseball. For me, I just haven't got into it because I just don't like it as a sport, and I have bad eyes as it is, so I can't really see a small ball coming at me at 95 miles per hour, so just doesn't pull me in. But that doesn't mean, I'm a terrible person. You should hate me because I don't like baseball. You're gonna be more like, okay, I understand you don't like baseball, not everyone's gonna like baseball. So the first thing he brings up as to why his friend doesn't like anime is based on how the characters, look, drawing wise. And he says, no, it's not just about the drawing, it's about the story. It's a compelling story. And he has a good point there. It's not all about the drawing. It's mainly, the main reason I love anime is because of the great stories. Yes, the animation is fantastic and the drawing is very stylized and awesome, but mainly it's just, story is the one that will captivate you to keep watching. But the art is mainly on the style and not the storytelling. The storytelling will handle itself on its own, and the artwork, it'll handle itself on its own, and each one has their merits. And I guess because of the animes that you showed her, that's what kind of irritated her. Now, moving on to the next thing you mentioned about, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, One Piece. I'm guessing you showed her all these animes, and these mainly these animes are targeted towards a male demographic known as shonen and seinen. So, of course, you liked it, Chris. It's targeted to your audience. That's why you really enjoyed it. Now, to a girl, it might be a little iffy. I mean, some girls, don't get me wrong, some girls do like One Piece, some girls do like Death Note, mainly because of how light looks. And some girls really do like Full Metal Alchemist. But for the non-anime watchers, it might be a little polarizing to some of them, and they might not get it and they might not like it. And also, I forgot to mention, Chris, that I've also been in your shoes when I tried to persuade one of my non-anime watching friends who is also a girl to watch anime, because I have an anime radio show where I talk nothing but animes and movies, and she listens to it frequently because, of course, she's my good friend. And she was like, hey, can you recommend me some animes to watch so that I can understand what you're talking about? Now, this caught me by surprise because I thought she just didn't give a damn about watching some animes, but she actually showed some interest in animes. So what did I do? I could have went the cliche route and be like, oh, watch Dragon Ball Z, watch Yu Yu Hakusho, watch Fullmetal Alchemist, watch Death Note. But the thing is, you gotta understand your target audience, and that's the problem that you had right there. You tried to show her things that you liked, but not everyone's gonna have the same taste, especially women. Women want more connective animes that deal more towards feelings, not action or psychological thriller. They want things that make them laugh and make them cry more than they can see, like action scenes or complicated plots. So what did I do when my friend asked me to give her a suggestion for an anime? The first one I thought about was this anime right here, Fruits Basket. Why did I suggest Fruits Basket? Because it's a shoujo anime. What's a shoujo anime if you don't know? Shoujo animes are basically animes geared towards a younger female demographic, but mainly a female demographic. Keyword female. Unlike, you know, Dragon Ball Z, this is more shonen, which is young boy in Japanese, so it's targeted towards a male demographic. Males will enjoy Dragon Ball Z more than a female will, but females will enjoy Fruits Basket more than a male would. Now, I enjoy Fruits Basket because I do love the story. The story is very compelling, and I really do dig the emotions between the characters. But that was the first anime I recommended to my girl that was a friend of mine because it makes sense. It's an anime geared towards a women demographic. And when you're presenting anime to your friend that's a girl, you might want to aim towards that way. So later on in the video, you mentioned that anime is a multi-genre kind of thing, and you're right. There are a huge variety of animes out there for you to choose from. But it's not that I feel like you have a closed-minded view when watching an anime, but you have a very selective view when watching anime. From the way you made it sound, you're more geared towards the shonen action type of anime, which, like I mentioned earlier in this video, most women would not get into. If you really want to highlight there are multi-genres, don't just show her the things that you like, show her the other things that are available, show her the slice of life genre, show her the romantic comedy genre, show her the game-based animes based on visual novels, show her the suspense animes, show her the horror animes. Don't just show her shonen animes, show her everything, dude. Next, you mentioned that one of the reasons why your friend didn't like the animes you showed her was because of how the female characters look, having the big boobs and all. And I can understand where she's coming from in the sense of a girl, because, you know, girls might not like to see girls with big boobs because they find that degrading and sexist, while guys, you know, we don't care, it's big boobs. But you don't want to start a girl off in animes where the women are just viewed as sex symbols and, you know, have the big boobs and stuff. You want to start them off very simple. You're not going to start a girl off by watching things like this, like To Love Ru, where it's all like big boobs and, you know, all these shots of the panties and stuff. You don't want to start a girl off in the ecchi genre, especially, you know, if she's just recently getting into anime, unless, you know, that's her thing. If she likes stuff like that, then by all means show her that. You want to start her off, like I said, more on the Fruits Basket kind of thing. There's not a lot of big boobs in Fruits Basket. There's not a lot of, you know, panty shots and fan service in Fruits Basket. It's mainly geared towards, like I said, emotions and bonds between characters. And the last thing I want to talk about is how you said you felt like you lost respect for this person and you don't know how you should feel, if you should feel angry about it or, you know, just let bygones be bygones. Look, I love anime to death and I will defend it to my death, but I'm not gonna waste my time or lose respect for somebody because they don't like anime. And even if they don't have a legitimate reason for not liking anime, it could be just like, oh, I don't like the way it looks, or I don't like the way it's drawn. I'm not gonna lose respect over that. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. People are entitled to their own opinions, and people have their own way of liking things. Not only that, people like different things. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of baseball. There are 1,000 people out there that love baseball, but does that make me a bad person? Does that mean they're gonna lose respect for me? Maybe some of them, yes, they're gonna lose respect for me because they're like, oh, you don't like baseball? That's America's pastime. You're not American. Shut up, okay? Just because I don't like baseball doesn't mean I'm not American, okay? I'm just saying that in this situation, you need to put yourself in their shoes. They've never seen anime before. They weren't raised in anime, first of all. They were raised in more, you know, American stylized cartoons. That's what they're used to. That's what they like. Unlike, you know, some of us, we actually loved more of Toonami when we were a kid. That's what pulled us into anime, and then we carried that on to go see other greats like Fullmetal Alchemist and Death Note and One Piece like you mentioned. But what I think is you shouldn't really lose respect for a person because they don't share the same interests as you. I mean, what you should do is respect them even more and say, you know, I understand, you don't like it, it's not your thing, I'm gonna let it go, you know, you do yours and I'll do mine, you know. Then let bygones be bygones and it's fine. And when you're talking about fairness, why not be fair and give all animes a try and give her a selection? Don't let her just choose from the ones that you own. Make her actually go out and experience the other types of animes. The shoujo and josen first. Make sure she watches a shoujo and josen first. Now, to be fair, I wasn't there to hear what the conversation was like. Maybe it was a heated conversation, maybe she said something out of context, or maybe you took it out of context. I don't know. I wasn't there to hear the conversation. I'm only going off of what you told me, and from what you told me, you lost respect for her because she doesn't like something you like, and I don't think that's kind of fair, you know. Maybe there's something that she is really passionate about, and if she's like, wait, why don't you like that? Oh, I lost respect for you now. You know, you wouldn't like that because it's not fair. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that you should have no respect for the person. I'm honestly just saying that you should still respect this person and her beliefs. If she doesn't like anime, let it go, you know. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about. And Chris, I want you to know I don't dislike you. I'm not making this video because I'm like, oh, I gotta take this guy down a couple notches because he doesn't know what he's talking about and he's disrespecting people. That's not why I made this video. In fact, I thoroughly enjoyed not only the video I saw, but your other videos as well. You have a lot of compassion, a lot of energy, and a lot of optimism when making your videos. And I can't wait to see what else you have to bring and all the other videos that I'm gonna go watch. So I thoroughly enjoy it, and you got a new subscriber for me. I just thought I'd give my take on what you said about introducing somebody new that's a girl to anime, and you shouldn't lose respect for this person. You need to just put yourself in their shoes. They don't really understand it, and they're not really gonna like the things that you like all the time. Just give it a chance, and if you still want to fight for anime, really show her the shoujo and josen animes. I can't emphasize that enough. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video now. I just wanted to give a quick, you know, response to it. It's not even a quick one, it's probably a long video. But anyway, I'm the Black Critic Guy, bridging the gap between movies and anime reviews. Till then, peace, YouTube.